Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think it's not fast enough.
Yeah.
But I think like in a world where there's so much disruption, it will happen very fast. You'll also see when we have leadership of a much more progressive transformational leadership, you will see the appetite very, very quickly, and it's a culture in a business. So you are seeing pockets of that.
I mean, I look at Safaricom
exactly.
and where you worked, and I look at what they've done.
Absolutely.
You know, it's absolutely incredible to see that they've taken that one agenda item and really moved with it.
And run with it, yeah. And what now companies like that have huge influence, including multinationals. I think Unilever is also very, very good at that. I think what you will see, because they will influence from the value chain, the suppliers, and demanding of them to have certain policies within, whether it is gender issues, whether it is children's rights, whether it is issue of environmental, then, if you want to work with us as Safaricom, this is what you need to do. If you want to work with Unilever, this one. And so it will fast track a little bit more. But we think, in Kenya, we're very fortunate that we have a very young population, and it's going to demand. And then we have technology, the internet, and more customers, more and more public are demanding.
But do you think a young employee that's sort of looking for a job and is so happy that he's found a job is going to be really really sort of asking on sustainability? Do you think that's something that we will get to?
We will get to.
Yeah.
We will get to, I hope, and I think will be faster than maybe what we would have envisaged before. But I think businesses are also looking for talent. Now, if you're looking for talent and you want to retain your talent, that caliber of talent is demanding of the same. And I think this research that has shown that the millennials are a lot more social conscious than, it's not just my paycheck.
And then, they're not the future, they're the present. I think that's the thing. We keep talking about them as the future, but they're the present.
I have teenagers in my house. They do not tell me this for the future. It's now.
Yeah.
And they want to be part of the decisions now. And they are just wired differently. So I think that, like everything else that we're seeing in the world that was going to kind of, put us into some disruptive, we will see that. And I think the road is there. We have to, there's an expectation that there's more responsibility expected.
It can't be business as usual without sustainability. I think that's
absolutely not. And maybe, you could argue, people can say, well, that's something out there. Climate change is all about out there. But you can be rest assured that's going to happen. It is going to be a discussion. What are we doing about climate change in terms of our product, in terms of our infrastructure, in terms of our customers will demand it.
Exactly. As well. And I think it's so exciting that you've taken something that you learned way back then when we were together, and you've now made that into your thing, and you consult in that whole area now, right?
Yes. Now I'm consulting around that. I've been, I keep saying I'm one of the few that get paid for something I love.
Oh yeah, we are blessed when we can be.
Yes. I mean, I think you're able to impact society in very different touch points on a daily basis. And so being able then to see customers or small businesses especially coming out and saying, so how do we navigate this direction of sustainability, responsibility, and what is CSR and what's not? It's something that really gives me pleasure to be able to walk with them and advise them on the journey. A big piece that we, with Aga Khan, we did a research piece on also just Kenyans, how Kenyans give, how Kenyans want to plug in, how Kenyans support. We're talking about this bit of philanthropy. And you can see that the reasons why they give or they want to support it is because they want change. So there's a way that the public, the employees, the customers want to plug into something in your business.
I mean, look at Kenyans for Kenyans, which we did when you were at the Red Cross, and I managed that whole process. But it was amazing.
It was.
And you know what? Everybody felt that they wanted to contribite.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. And we would get 5 shillings, we would get millions, and we raised all that money. It was just incredible. But I think there is such a, I think Kenyans are just generous in spirit. And if you find that there's a reason and they feel that they can actually affect that change, they will definitely want to get involved.
And it's a part of our culture.
Yeah.
And I think every time I talk about Kenyans for Kenya, I always get goosebumps.
Oh, no, me too.
Because it tells us who we truly are. That's a real that's what Kenyan spirit is, and I believe also in Africa as well. And I always remember one time, I remember we were with you, Gina, when we were receiving funds from a children's home who decided, they want to donate towards Kenyans for Kenya, and I thought this must be illegal somewhere or the other.
Exactly.
They said, no, we have 3 meals, and we decided to forgo 1 meal, and we're going to give this to the children.
You know what I mean, the kind of things that happened during that time, I think those are like, for me, once in a lifetime experiences, because the kind of people, some people brought chickens and eggs. Do you remember all that? And it was just amazing.
Yeah.
But Rosemary, just, talking about your evolution and how, a lot of people ask me, so if I start out in PR, what can it lead to? And, you started out in PR, and I'm one of the, crazy ones that stayed in that space. But you didn't, and you used that platform to do lots of other things. How do you think the whole PR, sort of initial PR training that you got, or the time that we spent together, helped you in what you're doing now?
A lot. I mean, it's my foundation, and I use a lot of the principles of communication and PR in what I do, because it's all about relationships.
It is.
It's all about people. It's all about looking for solutions. It's about keeping it authentic, and also being part of that journey collectively. And also there's a huge piece in how we tell our story.
Yeah, absolutely.
A really big piece on how we tell our story. And I think one of the opportunities I've had is to be in this space and be able to bring an African voice, or bring a Kenyan voice to the conversations of these big global discussions or agenda, and making it locally relevant, but also looking at it from a global perspective. So there's so many principles that I pick out from my time in PR, and I actually don't see myself getting, like, I'm out of public relations. It's still part of it. It's just which stakeholders am I discussing with? What stakeholder? Who am I working with? But the issues of trust, the issues of being very, very clear on who you're communicating with,
and your messaging.
Messaging is so critical. So I wouldn't say that I have gotten out of it. Actually, far from it. I think it is part of it, but it's just maybe very specific to.
You found it's a niche.
It's a niche.
Yeah.
And I use my training, like, continuously, and the networks as well.
Oh yeah. But relationships is all what it's all about, though. Really, really interesting.